Welcome, guys, to the Small Business Support Network with Ken Ward and Jesus Ortiz. And we got special guests today. But before we even let her talk, and me and Ken, we're going to show you a little mini clip that I found I loved it. So, this is what Han Nguyen is right there in a minute and 13 seconds. So, watch this video.
Hello, my name is Han. Welcome to my sanctuary, the Perfect Latte. At the Perfect Latte, we take pride in our coffee, community, and customer service. Our coffee is made to order with 6 different varieties of specialty coffee berry from around the world, and our decaf is from Honduras. We place a strong emphasis on our community by organizing social mixtures, networking groups, educational workshops, and entertainments. Customer service is the most important aspect at our shop. Whether you take it to go or hang out here with us, your experience at the Perfect Latte matters.
Hey guys, we are back. I hope that you like that video. It showed you a little bit of Han and Ken.
Well, this is Hanh Nguyen. She is not only a dear friend of ours, but she, from what I've seen from a business perspective and a community point of view, is one of the most connected businesses I've ever met. She's honestly wanting to help small businesses and help the community, and she uses her amazing location off Grand Parkway, plus her amazing coffee and smoothies, one of the best peanut butter smoothies I've ever had, just so you know. And Han, so thank you so much for coming. If you don't mind, introduce yourself and tell you a little bit about you and how you came to be in this perfect latte world that you're in.
All right. Thank you very much, Ken, Jesus.
Thank you.
I appreciate you guys inviting me here to have an honest conversation with people who are thinking about going into business or is having business and figuring out what am I going to do? What's my next step? So my name is Han. I migrated here to the U.S. in 1990, so it's been a long time. Time has passed by very fast. And I can honestly say that I am a true Fort Bend resident. I actually lived there, went to high school there, raised a family there, and now own a business there. So I love my local community. And throughout the years that I lived there, I watched businesses comes and go. And it was my turn to be in business and my turn to experience the mistakes, the do's and don'ts, the things that I wish told me not to do. And so I was just
Tell us your story. 'Cause you have a very interesting story of why you started coffee and why coffee in the first place. But you have I think, a different angle than most people. I think you are the need was like motivator. Tell your little story if you don't mind. I love how you started this.
Okay, all right. Long story short, how do I start the coffee business? Where did the Perfect Latte came in? I I used to not like coffee because I think it has a really peculiar aftertaste that doesn't fit well with my palate. And but I will go and I will enjoy a cup of coffee with a friend, study or whatnot. And over the years, I think, okay, this place tastes a little bit better. That place, I don't want to come back. And I found a really good place that I hang out for years, literally 2, 3, 4 years. I don't remember. And I normally come in with something like this. You know, I am a very resource conscious kind of person. I do not like plastic. I try my best to reduce the carbon footprint. So one day, I came in and I give them my cup like usual, and the baristas, everybody know what I want on for my drink, and they will look at me and they go, "Sorry, we can't serve you in your cup anymore." And I thought they were joking with me because, you know, we've become friends now after 2, 3 years, right? So I said, come on, man, I got to go to work. make me my coffee so I can go. They said, Han, I'm sorry, it's the owner directive. We don't know the reason, and we apologize, so we can't. Just, if you want to get a hold of them, here's the email. So I emailed the owner. I explained my reason. I asked them for a reason why they did what they did. I received an email back, literally told me that there was their decision and I must respect it. So guess what? I did. I never came back to that coffee shop. I went home. I make my own coffee with a vengeance, and my whole kitchen turned into a coffee shop after about a year. And my friends would come over. We enjoy a cup of coffee and conversation, and they will eventually tell me, "What are you putting in this coffee?" And I said, love. And seriously, and they laugh and they said, Han,
Love it.
serious. I think you have a calling. That's honest story. And I listen to them. They go, hey, over the years, you're always trying to have a business. You're always trying to do something. Why don't you look into this? And we're talking about a year and a half into this cup incident, right? So I dig. I am a kind of person who, when I want to do something, I actually dig really deep. And I figure out the coffee world is very interesting. And that's how the perfect latte started, actually. So yeah.
And you would think that, and I would tell you from a entrepreneur, I think if you're out there and you're thinking about, I should open a business, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go against one of the biggest companies in the world that's on every corner. Coffee. That's a good idea. And you would think of that going, why would you be crazy enough to do that? But when you look at it, coffee isn't just coffee. One of the things she keeps saying is it's a connector. And if you go to any coffee shop, what do you have? You have people connecting. You have people in there, they're communicating, whether it's a business owner just doing some work or it's people sitting down. So coffee is one of those products that we all sit there and communicate around, and it's like a communal event. So I think that's what's cool about what you did. And the fact that you would enter into that with, who's out there on every corner that, that charges a fortune for what they did and still do it. I think that your desire to say, I'm going to do that and actually have done it is something impressive to me. And so I just want to say that's what I think. And I like to ask you, so you went from your kitchen to a store, a brick and mortar store.
Yeah.
I'm sure you have experience all this stuff, right? You've done all these things before. You have all the answers, right?
Zero.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how did you do this? Did you have a community support? Or what kind of steps, if I want to do the same thing, what kind of advice should I do first? And then we're going to kind of walk on what I shouldn't do. So what's the first steps that you recommend a small business person? So, I want to open up a store. What's the first thing they should do, especially if they want to do brick and mortar like you did?
I can charge for being a coffee shop consultant if you ask me,
See, there
because
you
I
go.
will show someone how to not make the mistakes that I made. I mean,
So soon to be coming, we'll have a
mistake.
consulting firm designed by Han talking about opening up not only coffee, but probably brick and mortar, because I think there's a lot of correlation with any kind of store. So you've learned a lot in your process. What would be the first thing that you would say, this one thing you have to make sure you've done before you open up any kind of brick and mortar?
Your market niche.
So coffee,
Yeah.
once again, there's a big competitor out there.
Yeah.
Why did you choose coffee knowing, was it because, what was it that said, I can do this, I can go against them?
Okay, so I don't look at them out there as my competitor. I actually should look within myself to say, this is what I would like to bring out to the market. Because really, it was my calling, right? There was a signal, there was a message that sent to me. And so when I look at it, I'm like, okay, so if this is what I want to do, how do I differentiate myself from those that are out there and focus within and not focus without? When you see people as your competitors, that's when you fail, because you forget to focus in your business, you focus in their business.
I love that. So basically you're saying, I'm going to make the best coffee shop I can, regardless of what's out there.
Correct.
I'm going to do what's important to me.
Yep.
I don't care what they're doing.
Yep.
Because if I do it right, it's going to be successful.
Correct.
I love that.
Yeah.
Very, very, very. I love that aspect. What would so you've had your how long has your coffee shop been open?
We opened in May of 2017, so roughly about 4.5 years.
Have you?
Yeah.
So 4.5 years, and half of that's been through COVID.
Oh my gosh.
Mm.
You want to hear the adversities? Okay.
Mm.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
So
tell
let's
you.
and I think every business owner is going to learn how did you survive whenever 65% of small businesses shut down, especially brick and mortar, and aren't able to come back. How did you survive? And I was there yesterday. Still plenty of people there. How did you do it?
Okay, so just leave COVID aside. Okay. 6 months after we opened, a big, huge 18-wheeler ran into a store 2 doors down from me. So it was a big restaurant that was supposed to be bringing
A lot of
businesses
have
that
dinner, go to
feed-
coffee.
Yes, that's feed
Perfect.
into my business.
Oh,
And a spa right next to it. So literally 6 months after we opened, we was the only one who bring retail into the business.
so
A
you
whole
went from,
complex.
hey, I've got this built-in
Mhm.
traffic, so to speak, that's going to be coming in from these things.
Yep.
This is a great location to.
Mm.
There's nothing but me.
Mhm.
You're now the anchor,
Yep.
is what you call it in retail. You're the
Yep.
one bringing people in.
Pretty much.
Wow. So how did you get there? I mean, I know it's a good location, but
Okay.
on Grand Parkway, it's kind of, if you've been there for a while, it was tough for a while. They didn't have the right exits. It's on the
Mhm.
other side. You have to be, oh crap, that's the coffee shop.
Yeah.
So, how did you overcome that? And so tell us about that.
Hold on. Let me continue.
Yeah,
Yes,
I'm sorry.
After the truck, it was Harvey.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Nothing major.
Yeah.
Something small.
Nothing major, just Harvey, right? And then after Harvey, we climbing, and beginning of 2020, I'm like, man, I'm gonna break even this year. Bang! There was the shenanigan of whatever,
Yes.
right?
That shall not be named.
so yes, the question is
Wow.
how.
Did you keep going through all these things?
The answer is you don't give up. If you know who you are and you know what you can bring to the market, and you know that when you persist through adversities, there's the reward at the end. I don't know when that is, honestly. However, I believe that it's gonna happen, and how it allow me to pull through. It's not just me though. You see, I take responsibility for my team. I take responsibility for my customers, the people that support and love me. So that is pretty much the strength that carry me over all of that craziness.
So
Right?
you had people to rely on
To support
to
me,
support.
to be there when days are dark, right? Last year, I mean, I got friends and supporters that come in and say, "Hey, are you?" I said, "Come in if you want to. I don't care." And they literally just come in to keep my shop having somewhat of some kind of human
Yeah.
energy, because it's a coffee shop. We feed on energy, right?
Mhm.
And those moments I will never forget. And those are the kind of things that make me realize the most important thing in business is to have the support from your community.
Mm.
Let's expand on that
Mm.
point. I
I
know
love
you're good at that. Go.
And that leads to perfect segue, by the way. Community is the most important thing that anyone can do. And as I own a marketing firm called Sensible Marketing Solutions, and we focus on building communities. And how we do that is by supporting small businesses, by giving them really cool marketing, like text message marketing or lead generation tools or advertising functions. But all it boils down to is a community. If there's a good coffee shop or restaurant or massage therapist or dentist, and they provide a valuable service, they will never survive no matter how much they pay me as a marketing firm to grow their brand and advertise their business. If when you walk in, you don't feel like I'm home, I'm comfortable, I have an environment I want to come back to, then it doesn't matter. And so if they're not out there talking to the community and supporting the community, which is giving maybe having an events like Han does at her shop, so other businesses and other people can come in. But I love what she's doing too. It's not just about networking. It's about community connections.
Yeah.
So having a jazz night or sing along night or things like that, it's such a unique thing because guess what? It's either, I'm not a big drinker. So it's either the bar or nothing. But having a place like a coffee shop that you can go there and just relax and listen to good music or do your drawing class. I know one of the people we
Yeah.
have here is Bob Dahl. He's a cool cartoonist and caricaturist.
Yeah.
And so he comes in and does drawing classes. That's really cool. It's so you wouldn't think about all the different things that a business can do. So one of the things that if you are a brick and mortar and you have a community, build it. Do what you can do to add value to whether you partner with local schools to have spirit nights, or you have partner with local nonprofits and have a drop off for food or whatever. Like I know Han always does that with Perfect Latte. Community is a main function that I think any business, because together we can actually survive. But when we're all trying to, you said perfect. Whenever you're trying to just do it without any help, without any community, you're like, I'm not going to make it.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I love about what you've done is, let me ask, so what would be, I want to start a business. What's the two things I need to know? So marketplace, you said, know what you're going to do. So now I know I want to do this. What would you say? I mean, is there, do you try to find a location by yourself, or do you hire someone to help? How do you find a retail store?
So I did a lot of market research in the area that I wanted to be in, make sure that the median income is fit with what I do. So that bring into the questions of money. When I, in the process of planning the shop, I thought to myself, okay, if I have about 1 year of what I call a cushion, it will be okay. No, if you don't have 3 years of cushion that take care of rent and labor, those are your two most expensive things in having a brick and mortar. Don't even waste your money to open a business, because you will slowly exhausted what you have put out, and when you get to that exhaustion point, then it will be the point where you just have to say, oh my god, that was a few $100,000 down the drain, because now I can't support it anymore. So money is very
So if
important.
I've got 20 grand, don't open up a,
No.
okay.
No.
So really make sure that if you open a brick and mortar,
Yep.
make sure it's an investment you're able to make.
Yep.
Sacrifices.
Oh yes.
And it is investment. Investments mean what? You actually don't always get your money back.
Yep.
And so having at least 3 years,
3 years
would be, and then you mentioned something about labor. And one thing I always liked about your location is your employees, the one that you have had and that you currently bring in, are always connected. They seem very personal. Is that, so that's something when you're hiring people, is that important? What kind of people you hire?
It is very important. Your employees is your team. I don't call them my employees ever. I call them my babies, because literally they are my babies without me giving birth to them. That's my joke, right? But it is super important because they run your business. The business success or fail based on who run your business. So
And
my thing is employees
like that.
is how your employee is a reflection of who you are.
Mm.
Well, that's true, because if you, a lot of business owners will find themselves always being there.
Uh-huh.
And the reason why, because they don't have trust or a
Yeah.
team that's actually available to handle that. And that's what I like about you. Every time I go in, there's an ongoing thing just about Han. She's a unicorn. That she just appears magically and disappears, which is actually an amazing thing, because you want to be able to have a business that you can do that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the first year, obviously, you're going to build it, but if you hire the right people, you can be unicorns like Han and just appear magically and sprinkle your dust around, and everybody's happy, and then leave. But if you don't do that, right? If you don't have the right employees, you're going to be there every single day, making sure the coffee's made, make sure the service is done.
That's right.
So employee is extremely important. Let me ask you I know I hate to say it because there's a lot of things that set you apart. Is there one thing that has made your business more successful than some others that may have failed?
Yes.
Okay. Tell
My
us.
passion.
Mm.
My passion to bring forth all things good. I mean, that's really truly the foundation of what we do at the Perfect Latte. Bring forth all things good. And that is not an easy thing to do now, everyone, because event organizing, making sure things work, rolling out new projects, and all of that take a lot of planning, time, money, and effort. So, but if you have the passion for what you do, it doesn't really matter what it is that you have to do to make sure that that passion follow through. That's why I say, I make my coffee with love. It's true. I do put love and passion into my drink. Every time I look at that drink, I'm saying that's the perfect drink, and you're gonna enjoy it for the
Mm.
rest of your wherever day, right?
I love that. I think that a lot of people, there's two things, there's two schools. Like one is follow your passions and you'll be, but the other is whatever you do, make it your passion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you didn't plan on opening a coffee shop and that's your passion. I just love
No.
bills and dealing with customers. But you've made it your passion by putting yourself into it.
Yep.
And I think that's where a lot of businesses, whether you're online or in person or brick and mortar, will fail or succeed from is if you walk in going, I got to turn the lights on again. I got to order product because you have to do the mundane in order to, you have to do that in order to do the extraordinary.
Yeah. Right.
So if you don't have passion, say, okay, great, I can't wait to turn the lights on, and and every day you have to fool yourself.
Yeah.
But what you can do is look back and go, what am I doing? You look at Perfect Latte's page, and I recommend you go, if you're not on the page already, like their page, obviously, like Yearly Media, like Central Marketing Solutions, please. But you're going to go there to Perfect Latte's page. You're going to see how many events. I mean, it's like every week they're doing something, and it's not just the same thing. They have an amazing networking event that's on the first or second Wednesday of every month. And that's a group of small businesses and they come together to help support each other. And the cool thing is that's growing. And then she does stuff for local nonprofits. She had a blood drive there yesterday. So always have the ability to support the community and give back as much as possible. So one of the recommendations I would have is if you're a small business owner, if you plan on opening up a small business, have a plan of community support. What can I do the next year when I open up my business to actually support the community?
Yeah.
And I think that's going to help automatically build you and separate you from your neighbors or or your competition. If you once again, if you're Han, you don't care about competition because you're gonna demonstrate and dominate no matter what. But so if you have any questions, hey, I like to
Oh yeah, I didn't want to interrupt.
Yeah, no,
I
got my stuff out. I had these things I want to ask her.
Two
my
questions.
own personal. So
2 questions.
What?
All right.
One is coffee, and then one is out of the coffee. I know we talked about it when we had our one-on-one.
Yeah.
What was when you were standing and seeing the picture that God led you to see that He told you, you know what, this is not only a place for coffee, but a place of where I can build a community, a church, and people coming in that is gonna build for something bigger that you might not see now, but it's coming up later. So that when you stand up and saw, the Perfect Latte, and like, this is not only gonna be coffee, but this, and that.
It wasn't automatic. It was okay. I can answer your question very simple. You have to listen and watch the sign. When you are a business owner, you get so wrapped up with bills, employees, hiring, firing, whatever, right? Inventory, blah blah. You forget that there's a sign that it's there. You just have to really look at them. I believe about 2 months in after the coffee shop opened, a brand new church came in and talked to me, and they goes, "Can we have a church service at your place on a Sunday night?" And here I am, a church service at a coffee shop? Are you sure? So we had a conversation. Always keep an open mind.
Mm-hmm.
Always, because when a door open, it doesn't open twice.
That's true.
Right. So so I had an open mind and I basically look into it and I say, you know what? This is interesting. I follow the sign. So they are the first community connection that we did. And from there it just grew.
I love that because and you're right. There's always signs.
Yeah.
And sometimes we just
ignore them.
Yeah.
And
because I think partly because we're scared.
Yeah.
Because if I do this, that means this, and this. If I do that, that means this.
Yeah.
I'm not ready for this.
And that's
what
bad out of us, as humans, to start thinking ahead of things that are not even done yet. Just jump in with what you believe and saw the sign and figure it out right there.
I think a a little crazy, actually.
Well, I will tell you. I'll tell you that from what anything that you talk, every entrepreneur has to be a little crazy.
I
Yeah.
think so.
They're risk takers.
Yeah.
They're a little crazy. That's why it's not for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone wants to be their own boss, but you know what? I work more now than I ever have as your own boss.
Yes.
You know, in a
For
normal
sure.
job, you can clock in, clock out.
Yes.
Jesus
And forget
mentioned
about
about
it.
we're at this amazing place
Yeah.
called Fuse. It's an amazing work spot designed for small business owners and things like that. There are businesses in this place, and everyone you can think about it, that the guys come into work, they clock in, they clock out, and they go home.
Yep.
And they don't have to worry about anything until the next day. Business owners, I always say we clock in and never clock out. When you clocked in, when you say, I'm going to open this, and you never clock out, because guess what? You're always thinking of something. You're going to get phone calls at midnight. Even if you're not, you're going to think about what can I do next month? What can I do next week? So you have to be willing to sacrifice everything of yourself to say, I'm going to dedicate time to God, my family, and my business. And you have to be able to do that and not just, I'm going to clock out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And
you,
so-
you can't clock out.
And I think that part of it is the signs that come up you have to say, oh, I didn't think about that. And then you have to run with that sign because you never know what that's going to lead into.
Yeah, and that's bring into the whole thing about being open-minded, right? Because that was the first signal of, Han, your plate is supposed to be more than just serving coffee. So you name it. We've hosted. You name it, we have done it. And if we haven't,
You're
bring
going-
it to
yeah.
us, we will do it.
Well, I
okay?
know myself, I've done a marketing workshop there. I know that there's been multiple business and financial and insurance workshops there. And the really cool thing is having a place that I feel comfortable at to show up and say, hey, you know what? These are my people. I'm going to be able to give value to a business owner or individual, whatever we're doing. So I love that. And you're unique. Most businesses don't do that. Most businesses shut their doors and they go home and don't think about it.
Yeah.
What was your second question?
Oh
Because I
man,
don't
it's not
wanna-
a coffee. I know that you do massage. So what?
Yes.
I know. I wanted to
And
bring that.
I'm actually
Yes.
a client, so I didn't think about that, but I didn't want to. Yes, go ahead.
I'm probably gonna be next. 'Cause I've been having problems too. Even today in the morning before I took a shower, it was like I stopped and I was like, "What's going on?" My back just went like stopped. I was like, "We got to do the show today." I was like, and
I'm gonna pull something up. She had, and this was not scripted at all.
oh no, nothing is
This
scripted
is
here.
not planned,
And
by
if
the
you
way.
This
can
is
tell,
not
I'm
planned.
pretty sure you can tell we're not really know what we're doing yet.
So that was even before you even started the coffee. Did you that was something that it just inspired you? Say, you know what,
Yeah.
and went for it. And then I know that made money and made because we all got to pay bills. And then now you bring it back up, and I see that you're doing a little bit more, and now you have time to do it.
Yeah, so the being a massage therapist for 20 years, a long time ago, I got laid off a few times, and in between those times, I'm not a stagnant person. I don't actually sit still. That's my problem actually. So I'm like, okay, what can I do right now? I always into the holistic space. I always believe that this body is the only one we have. You can't trade it, you can't exchange it. You would have better take care of it. So early on in my younger year, that's how I see it. So between that time, I'm like, okay, let's go and see if there's something I can learn. So I took 500 hours and become a massage therapist about 20 plus years ago, and here I am. Never done anything about it beside the MS 150 though until earlier this year. So.
Well, I would say that I've actually gone to Han, and she's a little smaller. I mean, she's tiny compared to me. And I will say that I'm sure she has the ability to do soft, sweet massage. I don't know if she does that, but she is more of she's a healer, I like to say. She's a sports medicine type. She knows what to do to fix what's wrong with you. So not that this was about that, because I don't know if you want to open up a massage therapy
No.
right beside your coffee shop.
No.
But here's what I will tell you. The reason why I think that's important, because every masseuse I've ever met, massage therapist,
Thank you.
I've always changed that I met, they're very connected to people. And that's a passion that they have. And because they're empathetic and they want to feel, and they want to help heal you.
Yeah.
And so I think that bleeds into the coffee shop.
Yes.
Mhm.
Because you walk in going, I've seen her talk to people about coffee, and then before you know, it's like, well, here's what you need to do to get this thing fixed.
It does happen actually.
Yeah. And so, but it's nice, but you have to have passions in order to be successful in anything in life. So I think that's pretty cool. And I know that I don't know if you're still doing massage therapy, where you're doing it now.
Oh no,
Oh.
just my own home
Okay.
office.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Oh, okay.
We'll post some stuff about that later. I wanted to kind of focus on. So, is there something that, because you've talked about what you've done, and without going into a lot of detail about some of the troubles you've had, for a few minutes, can you tell us some of the hurdles that you've had that you think most businesses would have? That maybe I'm trying to think of, you know, did you have somebody with like help negotiate the contract for your place? Did you have somebody help you with electricity? Did you have to build a network of people to help you, or did you just Google everything?
Okay, so I believe that's come down into the next point of what makes a successful brick and mortar business, right?
Yeah.
Or any business, in the matter of fact, is having a true, solid, supportive connection. True, solid, supportive connection. Those three things cannot go wrong, right? Let me see. If I did not have it when I built for Perfect Latte and I was there, I think it took me about a year and a half to get to that point. But that's because I was craving it. The moment I see some of that coming, I'm a people person. I love connection. I love people. And the more I see it, the more it attract me to it. Versus other people, the more they see it, the more they stay away from it. You
Yeah.
know, so it's all about personality. But you cannot go with any business without a support of your community. And at first, I didn't have any support, so I made a lot of mistakes. You know, inventory, for example, electricity, for example, things like that. I had to figure it out all by myself. Wasted a lot of money. I wish I would have the connection that I have now, 4.5 years ago. Okay, so I mean, the best thing for anybody who wanted to do a business is to go and basically connect themselves into a community first and figure out, okay, this person I am going to need when I need printing something. This person I'm going to need when it comes to my POS system. This person I'm going to need to manage my social media, and so on and so on.
So essentially, that's a great segue to what this whole idea of this small business support network is we got a few of us together saying there's things I wish I knew in advance. I wish I knew I could go to people. This every day I'm so asking, I need to find this person who does this.
Yeah.
So what we're trying to do through this support network is actually build that. So one of the things we want you, if you're a small business owner, please direct message us, comment in the post, and leave some questions about maybe questions you have, because we have a network that we're going to bring other people in that we can answer this kind of question, whether it's legal or functional or accounting or marketing or podcasting, or just how do I connect? You may not have the skill set that Han does about her ideas to connect your current business. If you have a current business now and you want to say, hey, I want to get more involved with the community, what can I do? Well, Han has a great resource of those kind of ideas that you can do, what kind of stuff you can put on and how to put them on.
Yeah.
So we're here for you as a small business owner to really support you as much as possible. So, but we don't know the kind of questions you have.
Yeah.
So we're going to have just people on that we know, that we trust, that have had businesses or currently have businesses that can have value, that we know have a lot of information and input. But if there are certain things that you want to know, please let us know. That's definitely what we want to try to do, is build this support system for you. And the good thing is now we have a support system. So you don't have to go through what Han and Jesus and myself. Jesus is a self-taught podcaster. I'm a self-taught marketing director, marketing person. So she's a self-taught business owner. So
self-taught crazy person.
Yeah. So
crazy person. Don't forget that.
Yes. So, but in order to to streamline this process, you now have a resource through this small business support network that we're trying to build. So.
You mentioned something important right there. So anybody that does have questions, even ourselves, like before we even start, whoever we have the guest, I just thought about it right now. See, 3 questions, to start with those 3 questions first, because it can lead to even the guests that we have, they can answer on their part from those 3 questions from our viewers and the new viewers. Because I know right now we had a lot of people that they say good morning and thank you guys for watching.
Thank you.
There's a lot of comments.
Yes.
So
we
thank
have
you.
more than 2 this time.
Oh yeah, yes. We have more than 2, so we're good. A lot of comments.
Because
a lot of comments.
With us, we only
Thank you.
They said great advice, everything that you're doing
Fantastic.
value. So I didn't want to stop. So
guys, I know it's just
yeah.
the 3 of us talking to each other, but I'm glad there's actually people.
Yes,
out there.
I've been watching everybody. So I don't think that we're leaving you behind. All these guys know. We want to focus on that value that we're giving. And I'm actually saying good morning to everybody. So at the end, we'll be able to, talk to you and let you know what we're thinking about. So don't feel that we're leaving you behind. No, like I said, at the end of this thing, y'all can still rewatch it. Y'all can still ask the questions.
Yeah,
me and her.
anytime. So that's
Yes.
a perfect comment.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is we want to do some kind of fun stuff and get more businesses involved, and also give some of our skill set that we have out there. So when you see this podcast, I call it visual podcast because whatever it is. When you see this video, whether it's on Yearly Media's page, Perfect Latte, or Central Marketing, or our own personal pages, or any of the pages, because we all share this to multiple groups. Whenever you see that, we need you to do a couple things, and we're going to do some cool stuff. So one, hashtag the word small business support. Small business support. Hashtag that, because that's how we're going to find them. So I can go to Facebook and type it in and see who's all commenting.
Yeah.
And then tag a business owner that you know. Someone, hey, I know this person owns a taco place. I know this person, he's a CPA. I know this person. Where it is, tag their business and tag that person.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What we want to do is we're going to collect some more giveaways and things like that. But for the person who does that, we're going to pull randomly from these people who tag small business support and then tag their business owner friends. And we're going to give away some stuff. So some stuff. What I'm going to do from the business owner's perspective, we have a service called Video Amp Up Your Videos, video animation. If you've seen Han's page,
It's really cool.
She uses a lot for us. So we've got these cool Halloween ones, which I'm about to give you some.
Thank you.
That we can put your logo and make it like catch on fire and do something cool for Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to give a couple of those away to business owners that are tagged in our comments. And I believe you're going to do something.
Look, guys.
What are you going to do?
I got a little video so you can see what he's talking about.
Okay, cool.
Did you see that?
That's
That's what he was
cool.
talking about.
So you can follow the balloon and find her location. Not if one day. That's
Don't jump though.
Yeah.
Unless you're crazy like us, then just jump.
So we're gonna do a couple of those. I'm gonna choose a couple businesses and give their logo from there, and I'll communicate with y'all directly on the Facebook. And once again, it's Sensible Marketing Solutions and Ken Ward. So if you see the tag, that's who we are. And I think you're gonna do something.
Yeah. Anytime we're doing this, I want to give an education set down because podcast is growing, as you know, it's still growing. So I want to educate how you can use this by marketing. That's what we're doing right now. We're doing visual, but not only this, I can share this with audio for Apple, Spotify. So if you're not a visual person, you're an audio person, you can do that. I want to sit down and educate you that even if you don't want to treat it as a podcast, at least I can educate you not to be afraid to start doing some videos. Because I thought some other people now that I went to the same thing at the beginning. I didn't even want to be in video. I was like, what is the point of being in video? Now I love it, but it was a process. So when you start, it's a process. So you can start doing little videos, like 30-second video for your business or for your personal brand, just going out there and having that attention. I want to do that for you guys.
And then on that note too, one of the tips, I'm going to give a marketing tip today. It's amazing me how many businesses don't do this. It's very simple. Okay. Open up YouTube and create a YouTube channel. Simple as that. It's free. Put your logo on it. Start putting your videos you're shooting. You can then put customer testimonials. You can start building a content library from YouTube alone. And you want to make it branded to your brand. Start doing that right off the bat, because at some point when you hire a marketing firm, they're gonna want to say, hey, I need content. I need videos. What do you got that I can share and promote and get people active with you? If there's nothing there, you're going to start over. So go ahead and start that today. Get a YouTube channel, set it up there, and get that going and start putting content there. And we can help you with that later on too. But are we going to one of the businesses that you choose, are we going to do a live with them?
Yeah, we're going to do a live podcast in your place, man.
So if you're a business owner
cool.
and they're tagged, we're going to do a podcast at your location and talk about your business for a whole 40
And if you're a restaurant, you got to feed me and you.
Yeah. Han may come just for support. So, but you got to feed us. That's the only thing we ask.
We're big guys.
We will work for food. I'm going to have a shirt made for that. So, and then Han's going to do some stuff with her
when you do that, and one of the price on the drawing is a $15 Perfect Latte gift card. If you've never been there, it's a
Mm,
great opportunity to have and to come and by and visit us. Say hello to the team. You will love all my team. They great
they,
kids,
they are.
and enjoy the
Thank you.
my sanctuary.
And I would tell you that once again, the peanut butter add chocolate smoothie is by far. And I eat a lot of smoothies everywhere. They're the best.
I tried that your fall yesterday.
Oh yeah, which one?
The
The
cinnamon.
maple cinnamon
Maple
latte.
cinnamon is
It
good.
was good, and you know I like that your bread. I
Yeah.
ordered that. I couldn't.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love that, and I'm not a big fan of vegetables, but that just devoured it yesterday. It's good.
So do you want
Yes.
to know what my niche is for being a coffee shop in the middle of the madness of the coffee shop?
Yeah, I would love
Huh.
to. What? Yeah.
Quality.
Mm.
Always, always, always bring the top notch quality you can bring to your audience. And that will never fail you. I know it will cost you a little bit more money. Your profit margin is going to be lesser, and the accounting part. But the solid foundation and what you bring forth, nobody can beat. Quality.
And I will contest to that because every time I go, I get the same smoothie. Obviously, it's the same quality every single time. I know that my wife goes and she loves the pastries, and it's
And
the
her hot
same.
chocolate.
And a hot chocolate, she loves hot chocolate,
Yeah.
and we're like, it's been consistent. It's like going to a fine restaurant. They always say that's the dish I want because
Mm.
I can know it's good. So I think that the next phase for you is franchising, opening these small
It's
things up.
coming.
So
Oh,
there you go.
you just
All right, a little bit of tidbit
It is
there.
coming.
Awesome. Well, hopefully we'll have a conversation with her in a little bit about her multiple locations and how she grew that from one small location. So I want to thank you so much for being here. I hope you people got some value out of this, and I hope that you let us know what we can do for y'all. We're here for you, 100%. Once again, we want we're looking for more people. I think in November and
Yeah.
December, and then we're gonna take a little break
Yeah.
mid December and start again at January. Still looking for nonprofits to support. I know that there's a nonprofit, so we mentioned your visions last time. The
Mhm.
kid,
The all eye, and I had to change it. It's
Yes,
all,
yes.
all eyes on them.
all eyes on them, which I love that actually. And then I think is there a nonprofit Han that you're wanting to give a shout out to?
I do have a couple that I
Yes, you always
I
have
would
a
like to
lot,
bring
so
in.
it's good.
Yeah. So it's there is not a lack of connection from my standpoint. Yeah.
So we're here, like I said, we're here to support the community. The community means churches, nonprofits, businesses, and the individuals. So that's what we're here for. So we thank you for your time.
One last thing.
Yes,
One
ma'am.
last thing,
Please.
everybody.
No, ended up with something positive. Go ahead.
Yes.
Okay, so we this whole things, right? Jesus, Ken, myself, we here and we don't get paid. And why are we here? We here because we want you to understand the importance of supporting small local businesses. Do you know where your money go when you go out there and put your dollar in a big conglomerate business? It doesn't stay in your local business, gals, guys. It goes somewhere else. And if you go to a bigger place, I do not name. Do you know where that profit go? Seattle. It doesn't stay in Fort Bend. Okay, so
Stock market.
I am
Mm.
I just I'm passionate about supporting local businesses because I understand the struggles completely. Every single thing that I have at my shop, as local as I can bring it, it is local.
And that
Because-
is true.
Yeah.
She actually uses other businesses to encourage their products, and that's what you got it figured out that if you
So-
support the community, they're there for you.
Yes, and that's the end of positive note is support your local businesses because behind that support, there's someone who need you first of all, and there's someone who truly look at you and truly appreciate you and your support and your love for their business. And for the local business owners, reach out. You're not alone because at some point you feel like you are alone, but you're not. The only things that we forget to do is to ask because we're afraid that if we ask, we're going to receive a no for an answer. But you know what? It's okay to have a no for an answer. It's okay, because we go through a lot of no's to get a yes. and nobody judge you. I mean, I'm here. I got people come up to me and ask me, "Hey, I want to open a coffee shop. What should I not do?" I sat down with them for 2 hours and tell them what they not do. I That's me, because I believe and I feel that there are abundance out there for all of us, and if we truly reach in, we can find it.
Love it. Thank you, Han. I appreciate your time, your viewer time, Jesus, of course.
Thank you.
Look forward to seeing y'all in 2 weeks.
Thank
See
you, guys.
later.
Bye.
Have a good weekend.
Oh, yes. Have a good weekend. I
Have a
totally
good
forgot.